During the year, oil flowed from many copies of the icon in front of people from every walk of life and almost every type of religion. But the original icon poured the most oil. The oil would sometimes shoot out from Christ's fingers and then build up between the glass and the paper. It would pour out the bottom of the glass over the plastic frame and then drop into the marble bowl, drop by drop. Sometimes the oil would build up like a halo around Mary's head and then move down between the glass and the picture. There have been times when it came right through the glass and came down the outside. From this 3-inch picture, over 60 pounds of oil has already poured. Sometimes it came as tears from her eyes. This particular one is a large copy of the small icon in Myrna's house. On one occasion, oil started dripping out of her eyes. Over a 45-minute span, it flows down the face, and before reaching the mouth, it suddenly disappeared. Oil came even from the eye of Jesus in this painting of him with his blessed apostles. Copies of the icon were made and passed out. People wrote their names on the copies and wanted to leave them in the bedroom overnight. The copies poured out oil. Soon their bedroom was so full of icons, Myrna and Nicholas had to sleep on the couches in their living room. Over 900 icons gave oil in that bedroom. As the oil came from a picture, the name on the icon was called, and they came to pick it up. Very few were disappointed. On Holy Thursday, April 19, 1984, the stigmata started again. The wounds of Christ opened from the inside to the outside, as if the flesh had exploded. Priests and doctors watched the entire phenomenon as it happened. The wounds were slightly larger than the ones in 1983. Myrna could actually feel the nails being driven into her hands and feet. Doctors watched her and cleaned the blood away. It always comes back again. Many scientists believe that Christ must have been crucified in the wrists. This is the way the Romans normally did it. And in talking to Myrna, she had also believed that Christ was nailed in the wrists. Besides Myrna, at least 4 mystics have seen visions of the crucifixion of Christ. All of them describe the crucifixion the same way. They say he was tied at the wrists and nailed in the palms of the hands. Christ had a board at his feet to stand on and take some of the weight. The Shroud of Turin shows the same evidence. There is a small clot of blood at the palm, a line of blood from there to the wrist, and a large clot at the wrist. This could only happen if he was nailed in the hands and tied at the wrists. They say that a single nail was driven through both feet. But before this, they drove one nail in one foot and then took it out. The wound in Myrna's side was about 5 inches long. The doctors told Myrna's husband that they would have to stitch the wound to close it. Nicholas told them that whoever opened it, he would be the one to close it. 6 hours later, the wounds would close without any care. The pain lasted a few days and then disappeared. On April 20, 1984, Myrna went into another ecstasy. She saw a high and beautiful mountain bathed in light. She had a strong wish to climb it. There was no message. 6 weeks later, on May 31st, 1984, on the Feast of the Ascension, Myrna expressed to Father Maluli her wish to see Christ. "But you must pay the price," said Father Maluli. "What is the meaning to pay the price?" At 3 p.m., she found out. Oil extruded from her forehead, face, neck, hands, and eyes. Myrna started having a severe burning of the eyes. Then the pain stopped, and she saw Christ. "My daughter, I am the beginning and the end. I am the truth, the freedom, and the peace. My peace I give to you. Let not your peace depend on people's tongues, whether good or bad, and consider yourself lowly. He who does not seek to satisfy people and does not fear their dissatisfaction enjoys the true peace, and that will only be through me. Live your life joyfully and independently. Let not the hardships you have undertaken for my sake destroy you, but rejoice. I am able to reward you. Your hardships will not last. Your suffering will not endure. Pray with adoration, for everlasting life deserves these sufferings. Pray that the will of God may be completed within you, and say, Sweet Jesus, grant that I have rest in you above anything else, above all creation, above all your angels, above all praise, above all rejoicing and happiness, above all glory and honor, above all heavenly hosts. For you alone are the Most High, you alone are the Almighty, and good above all things. May you come to me and relieve me, and release my chains, and grant me freedom, because without you, my joy is not complete. Without you, my table is empty. Then I shall come and say, Here I come, because you have called me. Myrna didn't see Christ clearly. She saw him on a mountain with thousands of hands praising him. He was dressed entirely in fire red. A bright, brilliant light shone all around him. The light was so bright that Myrna could not see him well, but heard him very clearly. He was about 200 feet away when he spoke. It was the first time she saw him, but it wouldn't be the last.